Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We are so back. Opening weekend. So many young guys are studs. ABS, there's so much ball. Buckle up. Let's talk ball.
I can't believe it.
I mean, who do I even... Jose Soriano.
Julio Abreu.
Gone.
It's always been him.
Gone. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. Fanatics Markets, available now on the app stores. I am Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. We are back. Dalton's got a sheet ready. Rob Scirocco's producing his butt off. There was so much baseball. We're a little scared of what this episode can turn into, because how do you not talk ABS? How do we not talk the big topics while also trying to give all of your team some love? So if we cut you a little short at some point, we're sorry, but God, we're jazzy. And UConn go Huskies. Trev,
no.
Watch out, bro. Watch out. How are you?
With a capital H right now.
Capital
I see it.
H.
I see it, and I watched the end of the UConn game. I don't watch basketball, dude. And this is called Talking Baseball, but I'm happy for you because I know you had a great day yesterday.
Oh.
I'm excited about all the ball. I agree. Like, we got a lead with Tony Vitello, and like, it's kind of a weirdo. I think we just got to settle in for that, people. I think we just got to settle in for what Vitello brings to the table. I've been trying to, I actively called Kyle Gibson. I said, talk me off the ledge here, man. Talk me off the ledge. Like, he convinced me to give him 2 weeks.
Okay.
Once 2 weeks is up, I'm going to say what I want to say.
And maybe they just
there's some
ran
strange things happening out there in San Francisco.
Maybe they just ran into an unstoppable force this year with the New York Yankees. Yeah, Vitello, I don't know what to do with it yet. I have some weird thoughts on it. It's crazy that we're talking about it right now. I don't think we should be. And yeah, I think, we love different people in sports. They kind of brought him in because he was different. They want him to ruffle feathers. So, hey, like a lot of things in sports, if you win, it seems brilliant. And if you lose, it seems stupid. So with that, unplanned, should we talk a little ABS right now? Like, that's the other big topic. I know it's going to be touched upon in some of these games. I guess, yeah. What was your initial reaction just seeing it around the league this weekend?
Young guys, old guys, ABS. That's like kind of the theme of the weekend, right? Like, we had like a bunch of young studs come up. I'm going to talk about the chop dunks.
Yeah.
And then, ABS was interesting because we knew the ins and outs, of the rules. And I think the things we were trying to figure out was who's going to challenge, when teams are going to use them, which I think we're still figuring out. Like, teams are like trying to save them for high leverage pitches, which I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I think it's more like count oriented. If you get into a 1-0 count and it can change to 2-0 to 1-1 or 2-1 to 2-2 or 3-1, like, I think that's when you should challenge it. But the fascinating thing is, number one, it's working and people like it. Like in Cincinnati, we're seeing Gino and CB Buckner go 5 for 5 they went against him.
Crazy. 6
for 6. Oh my gosh. Like, eventually these guys are all going to get frustrated. And I think we did see that a little bit with do you allow guys to challenge or not? Did you tap your helmet fast enough? That, to me, I think is going to be something that we have to watch out for as the season goes on. Like, if all of a sudden these umpires are so frustrated with the calls getting overturned, eventually they're just going to be like, nah, dude, you didn't get it in time. Because that kind of defeats the whole purpose of it.
There was one or two of those around the league where guys had a moment of hesitation, and it's within the current rules that doesn't allow it. But it's so funny. There's a few guys that their natural, every pitch they take, they kind of bring their hands up. That I know, Big Judgy, like he does that sometimes. And there was a borderline pitch that people were wondering if he was going to challenge, and he puts his hand on his head, but he didn't tap it. So you're just like, you're going through some NFL catch stuff with maybe some of your buddies you can ask them about, but like, it's kind of crazy. It's when does the motion stop or what is continuous? That yes, there's going to be some drama there.
Yeah, like if I take a good pitch and I'm down in the bat and I don't know, maybe you don't hear what the umpire says. Maybe the crowd is loud. Like, do I have to every pitch look back at what the call is? Like, I think there's a lot of that's going to happen. I think it's good. I think my overall feeling is it's good, but it still needs to be ironed out a little bit, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the funny part is we're getting the call right, and everyone kind of agrees on that. So it's even if it just nicks the zone, everyone right now is comfortable being like, okay, well, these are the rules, and we're getting a call right. There's going to be a development. I think guys are going to start using them more, just because if it's called wrong, use it.
I think we saw too many guys not call it, and I think that's going to be interesting for fans because you're seeing it on TV, you see the box, and you're like, you got to challenge that. Come on, man! But it's not that easy when you're up there.
And yeah, it's in a fun spot. It's in a fun spot. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. And there's other people. I mean, dude, I don't know if you've talked to Jimmy about it, but Jom is like, he's like, if we're just doing this, let's do every pitch. He's like the way his brain works, he's like, if we have this and we all agree, then why isn't this just the rolling strike zone? I don't have a great argument against it.
It's going to happen. And anybody that watches this, let's say you're not like a baseball sicko and you're just like a casual person and you're watching this, you're like, what? Like, why are there umpires behind the plate still?
Right.
And like, again, I think you and I are on the same page. Like, I like umpires, but at the same time, there is no logical argument to keep them behind the plate. There just isn't. Like maybe the game speed, because the challenges still take up some time. So like, it has to be like instantaneous. Like, is it available now like that quickly? Because setting up the challenge and having it go on the board and stuff, it takes time. That'll elongate the games. If they can do it as quick as that, then we're going to see it, Coach. It's happening.
Right? Like we're just this in a couple years, this is going to be the funny in-between period. Where it's like, remember, they were still, but we had it. But
and even
you can still have the home plate ump because they still have to make calls at the plate and stuff. So I don't know.
Eventually I just don't. We have so much technology and cameras everywhere, you probably won't need it.
Oh boy.
And that scares me because I do like umpires and I don't know what the game would feel like with just, it is what it is. And you're seeing the call on the Jumbotron. I don't know, man.
The future's coming, but what about the robots, kids. Rob? Tell the people. You can't defeat the robots. I think we can. Well, actually, you and I, we've already allied up with the robots. We're good.
You befriend the robots.
We're in with the bots.
You should see the way I talk to my AI engine.
You treat your AI engine a lot better than you treat me. And I don't know what to do with that. I think we got to talk ball.
We already are talking ball.
We already are talking ball. Let's dive into some of the series. If you're new here, Monday, Fridays, we try to chop up the AL and the NL. Some series get left behind. We're going to try to do our best. It's opening weekend, and there's a lot of good action. I don't know if we're just biased, but the boys are hot, Coach.
Boys are hot. This is the best sheet I've ever had.
Wow.
Dalton cooking.
And AI.
Not a chop dunk. I got all new phrases, dude.
Oh, that's sick, bro.
Yeah, I'm so sick right now.
All right. It's Monday. Let's do some American League. And how could we not start out with the series of the season? The Minnesota Twins headed to Baltimore. Crazy this is the first series. Baltimore takes 2 out of 3. A pitcher's duel. Trevor Rogers and Joe Ryan. Your fingerprints are everywhere. The Orioles get the 2-1 win despite Buck Daddy's best ever. Question mark? And then the Orioles, they take the final one. They win the bread games. Haven't said that in a while. Pete Alonso gets his first RBI. Tyler O'Neill turns on one. Taj Bradley looked really good. A lot of strikeouts. Baltimore takes 2. The Halos and the Astros split 4 with the Halos winning the first 2 games with some pitching dominance. Jose Soriano Kikuchi hold them to 2 runs in the first 2 games, and then it's the exact opposite. The Astros average 10 per the next 2. Yordan Alvarez, the only home run for the Houston Astros. Well, the Halos hit 9 of them. How do you like that? Zach Neto looked good. Astros kept answering in that final game. Brian King with the final out yelling on the mound. We love that. A lot of yelling this weekend. Arr! The Guard Dogs. We ignored them too much until we couldn't because Chase DeLauder doing historic stuff. 4 homers in 3 games. Him and Trevor Story. Not a bad list. Kyle Lewis, kind of a crazy one. They go back and forth in this series. It ends with Emerson Hancock shutting them out in that final game. Mariners win 8-0 in that. But the Guard Dogs were impressive. That extra innings win. 4 DeLauder homers, the only home runs for the Guards. Well, Brendan Donovan, can we extend him now? Like, he looks perfect in Seattle. Yes. The Blue Jays, your defending AL champs, gave the A's the business. A couple walk-offs to start the year, and then how about a leadoff homer in the 3rd game by George Springer? Andres Jimenez in the clutch. I don't know. Cheat code. Gossman and Dylan Cease with a new little changeroo. Lot of punchies in the Great North. Again, A's had a chance in those first 2, but the Blue Jays sweep, defending their American League title. Rays Cardinals was chaos. I watched too much of this series. Yandy Diaz, your league leader in hits. The Cardinals brought the big bats to the stadium. 5 homers throughout the series. Jordan Walker's I really liked. Got his arms extended, gone. The pitchers weren't striking anybody out. JJ Weatherholt, get used to his name. He's a stud. This was beautiful chaos. This was a great opening weekend series. Brutal August series. Sorry, fans. White Sox get swept by the Brewers, and that's obvious, Trev, because the Brewers did Brewer ball. Runners in scoring position. Yes, there was runners on the bases. It felt like every inning. 29 runs scored, including an amazing comeback. Christian Yelich, first pinch hit homer. Kind of pimped it. Especially for Yelly. Murakami's a stud, so we're all idiots again. 3 homers, 3 games. White Sox, kind of fun. And our final AL series, the Reds and the Red Sox. And that's obvious. The Red Sox, Garrett Crochet, shuts them out in the first game. The Reds rally in extras in that second game. And then how do you like your young studs? Connolly Early versus Rhett Lauder. 3-2 on Venezuelan National Heritage Night, which every night is now, because Wheeler Abreu homers for the Sox, and Eugenio hits the 3-run tanker for the Reds. And Trev, I cannot wait for the standings, because that's what happened in the American League.
It's a pleasure to have you back, Bob.
We're so
you.
back.
It's, you know what? Now that I found out that I'm Scottish, I don't want you doing that accent anymore. Okay.
Oh.
Or keep doing it because it's pretty good.
Connolly Early and Rhett Lauder.
Standings first week.
I mean, I need him, Trev. This is important.
Oh my gosh, Denard Span on the front page of Baseball Reference. Shout out. This is actually a good one today. I know a lot of people. I'll start in the East.
Yes. Your
Yanks tied at the top of the division. 3-0 for them and the Blue Jays. The Orioles 2-1. Boston and Tampa both sitting 1-2 after series defeats in the Central. I mean, this is what it's going to be like the entire year. Tigers on top, 2-1.
Yes.
Cleveland 2-2 until their late season surge, where they probably take the division. Kansas City 1-2, along with the Twins, and then the White Sox 0-3. That's about right. Out west, the Texas Rangers 2-1. Then the Angels, the Astros, and the Mariners all 2-2, and the Athletics 0-3. The bullpen. We know it's just not going to be good this year, Bob. And those are the standings in the American League.
Thank you, Trev. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Perfect game so far. Today's episode is sponsored by Shady Rays. Shady Rays are built for real sports fans. No more squinting through the sun to track a fly ball when you already have your Shady Rays going. Their polarized sun lens let you track the fly ball, read the scoreboard, or even see the ump below the last out call at the plate. Lightweight frames. They don't slip whether you're at the ballpark, golf course, or out on the back patio. Here's the best part. They're lost and broken protection. If you lose or break them, even right after you get them, Shady Rays replaces them. No drama, no stress, no replacement guilt. Just a new pair headed your ways. And we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com. Use code TALKIN40, 40% off. 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. You know what? We talked about going down the list. I think one series can be talked about high and tight and should probably be mentioned first. I think it's the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm sorry for you, Trev, because I said I wasn't going to do this, but the Blue Jays are the defending AL champs. They were so close to winning the World Series. They come out. Gossman does Gossman things. Cease looks like he has a new party trick, and has a person ever been more comfortable being a Toronto Blue Jay than whatever Dylan Cease looks like right now? They get the sweep, and they look fantastic. Okamoto looks good. Like, they checked every box.
It's the usual suspects and also some new guys. I mean, yeah, they have what they did this offseason. We were all happy that that they kind of wanted to take the next step, and then for them to come and perform like Okamoto and Cease in the first series. I mean, as a Blue Jays fan, you got to be stoked. Because last year, yeah, he's a 2-pitch guy. And this year now he's showcasing like 4 or 5 pitches now. Like just like that. Like, what's going on?
Rob, can you get a zoom in on his face? I think there was one right at the start of the video. I mean, look at this. Looks like an iconic 80s player that we would joke about in the office every day. This is insane.
If you saw that guy in the street, would you know he's got $200 million in his bank account?
I think I would, but I otherwise no. No. That's crazy that he's just doing that while throwing absolute filth, man. And I feel like he's been looking for the pitch that goes the other way to be a little bit more of a lefty neutralizer. And, you know, Toronto signed him quick. And then we almost were like, hey, is that like an old contract? The way this offseason was going with the bigger money, less years. With his arm, his reliability, Toronto's pitching lab was like, hey, we got something for you. I mean, he looked amazing.
Yeah, you can throw this. He's throwing the sinker a little bit more. I mean, again, this is one game. We saw a little bit of it in spring training, but yeah, if you have, I mean, this is what you want. That's what you want.
Oh,
yeah, that's it. And he's doing it. And strikeouts galore. Him and Gossman looked incredible. And then you have, like I said, the usual suspects. Andres Gimenez coming up with a big hit. Ernie Clement coming up with a big hit. Like, this is what the Blue Jays do, man.
Trev, it
couldn't have been a better series for them to start out the year.
Gimenez and Ernie saving games, winning games. And then your guy Sanchez, he homers. Okamoto homers. Like, yeah, man. It was every box. I still think we need to see what the A's are, although Shea Langoliers, like, I don't know. He's climbing up the top catcher in the game leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud. He's the only reason they were kind of in these games, to be honest with you. And then we mentioned, like, the A's pitching is going to be a problem, specifically the bullpen, and we saw that during the series. Blue Jays.
Alejandro Kirk, game-saving homer. Yep, every box checked. Trev, I'll give it to you for about a minute and a half about what happened with the Twins and Orioles, because I watched, but I didn't watch.
It's kind of more of the same for the Twins, if we're being honest. The runners in scoring position was not a strong point for them last year. It wasn't really a strong point for them in this series. They do take the middle game there. Royce Lewis gets pinch hit for opening day. I call that out on X. And then, he's got a couple homers next couple days. Let the guy hit. Pinch hitting is so out, dude. I'm so out on pinch hitting. I know we're going to talk about Christian Yelich and what he did, but here's my quick take on it. There's no pinch hitters anymore, dude. There just isn't, because we don't have the National League. Like, there used to be guys whose job was to pinch hit. That is, unless you are just a complete platoon guy and you're Rob Refsnyder and there's a lefty coming in, I understand that. But, like, bringing in someone that has an off day, cold off the bench, for like a marginal platoon split, I'm out on it, dude. Give me the other guy who's had 3 at-bats already. Give me that guy, because no one is built to pinch hit anymore. I mean, there's maybe 10 guys in the big leagues. I'd be like, yeah, get that guy up there. Like, even your stars, they don't know how to do it, dude. So I'm out on pinch hitting. That's my rant.
So I think we're opposites on this. I think I'm in on pinch hitting. I think with the traject machines that these teams have, like, it's a lot easier to tell Yelly, hey, you're going to have an off day, but if there's a big spot, we would pinch hit you against these 3 relievers. So why don't you
I mean, that's only at home you can do that if that's what you're talking about. You don't have those on the road.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm
right.
completely out. I'm completely out on it. I mean, go look at what pinch hitters hit every year. It's terrible.
I know.
It's terrible.
Stanton had horrible career numbers, and last year it like worked for him. And then seeing Yelly's had bad numbers, and he hits a homer. So all of it's small sample size. It's a very hard test. I understand your side of it. I think the situation plays out that it's either a platoon guy or like a stud on the bench. Because you're right, we don't have a lot of Matt Stairs anymore coming in for their one at bat of the game.
Go Orioles, go. Tyler O'Neill, big homer. Did not homer on opening day, which is that broke a streak of 5 years in a row,
6,
I believe.
I think
6.
Crazy.
Pete Alonso, kind of a little cheapy, but he gets the RBIs in that game 3. I don't know, man. It's Twins have some interesting pieces, but I think the Orioles are the better team in this series, and they got the job done.
And how about a little Shane Baz extender?
Yeah.
Right in the middle of it. Pretty funny in his interview. He's like, yeah, if you're an Orioles fan, you probably don't know me that well yet, but I'm excited. Like, yeah.
I'm going to be here.
I think I'm pitching tomorrow. Yeah, good. Orioles, a big first month would go a long way for the Baltimore Orioles that had the opposite last season. And hey, I'm happy for your guy, Royce. Halos Astros split 4. Angels come out and they look, they're the first 2.5 games. It's like, all right, these Halos are ready to play this year. We get excited about the offense every year. How much are they going to pitch? They pitched a lot early. They didn't pitch a lot late. Houston ends up splitting the series with them. After starting off, I think they were 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position. The first 2 games, they go 12 for 35, and maybe that's your difference.
Yeah, I mean, look, Angels came out banging. They had the lead in both the last 2 games as well, but like you mentioned, ended up coughing it up. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later in the show. I think this stinks for the Angels or the Twins, I guess, either way. I think they're very similar where like there's some fun players in this lineup for the Angels. Like we could see this offense go. Soler, does he just love hitting against the Astros? He hits some absolute missiles in this. Shout out to our guy Nate Lowe. There are fun players in this lineup. I just think that the bullpen's going to be a problem. Probably the starting pitching is going to be a problem for these Angels. They're going to have to score. We saw them do it offensively in this series, but again, it's just hard to keep it up for 4 straight games.
That was opening day. We did our live stream. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. And it was funny. We have a cricket creator, Adam Bannon, who's, credit to him. He stayed the whole day. He's learning what's going on. When Jorge Soler walked up to the plate, he's like, that's their best player, right? it's just so funny. Like, if you hadn't seen baseball and you see what Jorge Soler's energy is, and then, at that ballpark, I mean, it feels like Little League, like with his power.
when he hit the homer in the World Series for the Braves, was that there and the roof was open?
I don't know if the roof was open.
I remember it going onto the street, so I think he hit over the train tracks onto the street.
I mean, that ball, if you told me that was the hardest hit ball ever, I wouldn't doubt it. It was in that moment, it was just so amazing. Look at Rob ready to go. Oh my God. I mean, it looks like that's gone.
Yeah, it's out. It's gone. Out of the stadium.
Jesus.
Dude, that was crazy. I was interested to see Tetsuya Mai.
Yeah.
We talked about him all off season. Not a great outing for him. 2 2/3, struggle with some command. He's got to get back on track. Not a great start for him.
Yeah. Let's obviously something we're going to track with his contract. Cam Smith with a couple nice defensive plays as we see what's going on with Houston's outfield. I feel like every year we're wondering how it's going to break out there. Hey, Halos, I think it's head held a little high. Like Michael Trout joined the party. I think people will hear some more about that later. Like it was a quality brand of baseball. They split.
Yeah, you got Trout homering twice, Sean Noel twice, Neto twice.
Yeah.
And then we're talking a lot about the Angels, and here are the Astros. They split the series. They're like, hey, what about us?
Yeah. What about us?
Came back and hit a little bit.
Sure did. Trev, maybe the most fun series from the weekend. Chris Rose's Cleveland Guardians versus Seattle Mariners. I mean, the perfect nightcap on opening day when it's like, oh, I've watched a lot of baseball today. How much am I going to get sucked into this game? DeLauder homers on his first career regular season at bat because, of course, the Guardians called him up for the postseason last year, which always fair to do to your top prospect. Welcome. And then he goes throughout the whole series that he's got a funky swing to him. I want to hear you talk about his swing a little bit. Senor Smoke, Andres Munoz. How about a little opposite way tater? Like, I don't know if this guy's something, and it makes everyone be like, okay, we overlooked the Guardians again. We screwed up. But I guess in the 4 games, they end up splitting. So I don't know. I started rambling. I got excited.
I mean, Chris Rose has said this guy has to be the second best player on their team for them to really go. And it sure looks like, at least offensively, that's what we're going to see. I mean, the guy, you talk about the swing and, some people call it ugly. I just think it's a baseball swing. Like the guy's doing what gives him success. Like I was trying to like label him and compare him to somebody. And like Freddie Freeman comes to mind, just like the way that he puts the barrel to the ball. Like I don't love Freddie Freeman's swing either. Like looking at it aesthetically, like I'm not super into it, but it gets the job done. And it's just short to the ball. There's really no other way to put it than that. With plate coverage though, I mean, the pitch he hit off Munoz was a ball up and away, and he's able to not only get the barrel to it, but with power. Like in Seattle going oppo. Right. So that was nice. But again, I think both these teams are like, okay, like that was a hell of a first series.
This felt like a playoff matchup. This felt like a 3-game set.
This could be the ALCS, like
right?
No doubt.
7-game set.
7-game set. I think I got the Mariners going in that, but who knows? 5-game set. Guardians have a little bit better of a chance in that. I mean, DeLauder was nasty. Rocchio, like, of course, he hits a 2-run double, like just an absolute stud. I think game 2 for Seattle, I mean, that's the kind of game that you want to have. You got George Kirby dealing, Cole Young, who like they love, and they're thinking a lot about this year, and he's got to be a problem for them. He hits the big 3-run homer there, so kind of an easier victory. Then you have, the fight back, Julio, in that game 3, getting the game tying hit. That was awesome to see. Places going absolutely nuts. But then our guy Chase comes up and does that to put him ahead in extras, man. So just a really back and forth fun series to watch. Again, I would love if this was a playoff matchup.
Yeah, it's kind of
wouldn't surprise me.
It's kind of funny if you told Mariners and Guardians fans, if you're like, hey, Guardians fans, DeLauder, 4 home runs, 3 games. Everyone would be like, hell yeah. If you told Mariners fans, Donovan, Canzone are going to homer twice, Rayleigh's going to get 3 of them, you'd be like,
Rayleigh looks great.
Hey, if our team's doing that, we're going to be in a pretty good place. 2 fun teams, 3 fun games, 1 blowout at the end. And Mariners fans, there's going to be a little Emerson Hancock later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Luke Rayleigh's swing. Go get him, big boy.
Luke Rayleigh, dude. He's a beast.
That there's playing time available.
Yeah.
In right field. Like they're trying to figure out what's going on. Luke Rayleigh's like, can I have it? I'll do it.
Canzone running hot off of Team Italy.
Yeah.
Here's some Luke Rayleigh. Welcome to opening weekend. Does he have a little choppy swing? That one just sneaks out.
No, I like it.
Donovan, Rob, I know I'm putting you on the spot. If you just have an image of him, I mean, he looks like he's out of Seattle folklore.
We said that as soon as we saw him in spring training. Like, he looks great.
It's almost like him and Dylan Cease have evolved. I know you're not the biggest Pokemon guy. It feels like they've we turned to them, and now Dylan Cease is full Toronto hipster, which is crazy.
Is that a thing?
And Brendan Donovan looks like he chops trees in the morning, and he grabs his coffee and then he heads to the ballpark. I mean, come on. That's exactly what you want. Those Seattle Sunday unis are really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's baseball. Rays and the Cardinals. Coach, I'll let you cook a little bit. I was a little rude on the way through. I feel like I watched too much of this series. These games just felt chaotic. Looking at the pitching numbers through the weekends, it was funny to see these two were at the bottom and they weren't striking everyone out. And hey, maybe that's compliment to these teams' approaches. Maybe it's not. Weatherholt feels like put him in the conversation with McGonigle and if Connor Griffin gets the call this year for young infielders. I had some people, I commented that on Instagram and they were like, oh, not mentioned DeLauder, huh? I was like, I'm talking about shortstop middle infielders, I guess for McGonigle, we'll see, and Weatherholt. Whatever you saw from this series, Coach Trev, besides Yandy Diaz just hitting.
Two teams who were unsure of what's going to happen for them during the season. I think people have their takes, especially with the Cardinals, but you couldn't have opened the season up any better. I mean, game one, Rays having a 7-1 lead and you coming back and taking that game. McGreevy coming out for you, 6 no-hit innings. Yeah. You kind of blow that lead but come back to win it because you're freaking standout rookie. It's a walk-off 2-run single. Those two games you have to be very excited about and can kind of dream upon that. And then, I mentioned it's just there was a ton of offense in this series.
Yeah.
Between the 3 games, Tampa with 41 total hits and the Cardinals with 31. Actually, Tampa Bay ends up outscoring them 23-22, but the Cardinals, because of that walk-off and the comeback in game 1, get the series. Fun. We'll see. We're tracking these teams.
Yeah, that's a great.
I need to get a vibe. I don't have the vibe of either of them yet.
It's a very fair way to put it, Trev. Are we in May being like, wow, Weatherholt and Herrera are studs? Are we talking about how Yandy Diaz and Jonathan Aranda are one of the best, sneaky righty lefty punches?
We don't even have Caminero out there yet, and they're already putting up a ton of runs. I'm interested in that.
How about Nathan Church's opening day? 3 hits, a little home run robbery. All right, fella. There's playing time in St. Louis.
There is.
There's playing time in St. Louis. It was a fun flip channel. It always, honestly, every time I flipped to that game, it felt too chaotic for me. I was like, I'm looking for a come down game. Look at that. Is that Ryan Valade getting robbed by Church? Tough. Look at the emotion. Yeah. Tell him. Trev, this one, our Brewers faithful. Unfortunately, I think it's high and tight. Oh, no, that last game's awesome. The Brewers come out, and they give the White Sox the business. I mean, 14 runs on opening day, a dominant 6-1 victory where they get out ahead early. And then they go down in that final game, and Brewers chip away, tough at bat after tough at bat, keep the rally going until they give it to Yelly for the pinch hit. And my God, if you like a bat drop and a yell for your pimped home runs, I mean, Yelly, we don't see that side of him a lot. Is he feeling the juice early on? I don't know. Brewers, I mean, they checked every box this weekend.
They did. I mean, Mizorowski gives it the homer to Mydra to start the season, then just absolutely locks it in. He strikes at 11-5, 20 strikeouts in that first game. And it's the White Sox. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
20 strikeouts is 20 strikeouts. And then, yes, I mean, I just talked about pinch hitting and how I don't like it. And here we go. You're showing Yelich over and over in my face and a pinch hit.
Oh, what? Is this one of your
Was it a 3-run? Yeah, it was a 3-run homer.
Is this one of your favorite guys in the league hitting a pinch hit 3-run homer and letting it eat?
He might be the exception. The Brewers are the exception here. They have to do certain things. And Pat Murphy, you think Pat Murphy's just going to say, hey, you got a day off, kid? No, he's ready no matter what. The Yelly thing is funny to me because he's not like a pimp homer guy.
Right.
But he's also such a badass that you almost want him to have the emotion, but I don't know if he knows how to do it, but he did it. I don't know. It was interesting right there. It's like he hit it and he's like, oh yeah, I got to pimp this. That's how I see it. He remembers to pimp it.
I think. Whew. So, okay.
The most down-to-earth superstar in the history of the game.
I think I don't want to say shocked because he's not shocked by anything he's at, but he just, he crushes that baseball.
Yeah.
That I think at a certain point, if you do anything that well, I don't know. If it's me throwing out a piece of paper from across the room, I'm going to let out a little something. Like,
what?
Okay, bad comparison. Brandon Lockridge.
You didn't even mention Murakami. Are you doing that later?
I don't think we are. I think it's Murakami homers in the first 3 games. First one was in garbage time. The other 2 aren't. Who cares? Because the questions were if this guy's going to hit it all. And I don't know. I saw him get a 93-mile-per-hour cutter. He looks great. He made a couple nice plays at first base.
Yeah,
and yeah, man, it's opening weekend. We probably should have said this 3 times by now. Like, we're reacting to stuff, and it's so funny what opening weekend does, because for some of these guys that had a good weekend, in your head, they're just good, and then we check at the stats 6 weeks in, it's like, oh, they've been brutal. What Murakami's stats were in that league tells me he was going to be good over here. I don't know what level of good, probably not homer every game level of good, but he drew some walks too, Coach Trev. Like, I think he's a good ball player.
Against a team that can throw the ball.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They
this
got
is
pretty
one of
nasty
the better pitching teams in the league.
Got pretty nasty on all of his teammates. Yeah. You try not to overreact. It's going to be very interesting. Remember, he signed that 2-year contract. If he's just a dude, he's going to hit free agency again. And my God.
I'm looking up. I don't have it in front of me. I'm getting it up here now. I want to know the amount of strikeouts, because that was the thing, right?
Right.
Swing and miss.
Right.
4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Seems like a good ratio to me.
That could work. We can work with that.
And 3 homers.
Let's see. Leading the American League in slugging and OPS to get the season started. Why not? It's opening weekend.
It's 3 games. Love that.
But it happened, Trev. Today's episode is sponsored by MLB The Show. MLB The Show 2026 is here, people, and the World Baseball Classic is back. Take on real-life World Baseball Classic teams from all over the world in your Diamond Dynasty squad in the online mode. Step up to the plate in brand new World Baseball Classic stadiums, including the Tokyo Dome and Estadio Hirombito in Puerto Rico. Additional 2026 game features include Road to the Show, Road to Cooperstown, the Negroes League mode, Season 4, and upgraded franchise mode experience. And get this, if you visit MLBthe.show/Jomboy and use code Jomboy, you can unlock a pack for use in Diamond Dynasty. Internet connection is required. Great. Available now. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. The final AL series, even though it's so fun. There's so many interleague series, which I kind of like that they just get them out of the way. Like, opening weekend, it means a little more.
We're just going to get rid of umpires, leagues, divisions, and players eventually.
When do we get expansion week this year? Because NBA's doing it right now. When do we get expansion week? Reds and the Red Sox. That's funny in itself. 2 fun teams. 2 of the more fun teams in the league. I'll say that. A lot of talent all over the field, and everyone wondering how it's going to come together for both teams. Reds with the extra inning in Game 2, and then, like I mentioned, Venezuela night, like it is. And by the way, after the WBC, a lot of Venezuela on my Instagram feed. Got to work on that.
I mean, I'm like tagged in one clip, and it's just all Venezuelan fans still celebrating their victory on my Instagram.
They're giving, I don't know if you've been translating the comments on that post, but they're like, look at these nice baseball gringos appreciating Venezuela. Like, thanks,
Some
guys.
of them are a little worse than that.
Some of them are a little worse. I won't deny that. Trevor Story pimping a ball. I know you like that.
Yeah, this is a fun one, man.
Yeah.
And go Reds, go! Like I'm sneaky rooting for the Reds to have just a really good season this year. I want them. They're just a fun ball club, and I want them to be successful. Garrett Crochet stud in the first game, and the Reds just kind of did it, man. You got our guy Sal Stewart, who we talk about. He has to be a focal point of this offense. Obviously, Gino, who we're watching right now, as well. Sal Stewart, the homer. You get a walk up by Dane Myers. You gotta love that. And then, like I mentioned, Gino in that last game there, 3-run homer. That's what you're paying him to do.
Yeah,
and you're able to hold that lead right there. Couldn't have been a better series for the for the Reds to start the year off, right?
Ooh.
Like that's dream scenario. Like, yeah, look, Crochet is going to be a tough one for us. We understand that. We end up getting shut out. Not great. But then to answer back with 2 victories like that, you got to love it, man.
Yeah, I think, the announcer call for Gino was pretty funny because they're like, he's left a small army on base so far this series, but he comes through with one swing that wins them that game.
That's what he does.
It's just funny. He was trying to hit a home run. He hit a home run. It won them that game. It didn't work a couple times previous because it's one of the hardest things to do in sports. Yeah, I think if you're a Reds fan, you're hyped that Sal Stewart gets out to his start. I think he might be in Fuego coming up. And yeah, you're winning a series. Like you just got to keep doing that. Keep your head above water. Be in the mix. Because if for a couple of these teams, and it was fun, dude, going through the American League, and it's like, wait, there's 10 teams that think they're making the postseason this year? That means there's 4 teams that are going to be pretty broken and disappointed. You can do the same thing in the National League with the Reds, who kind of backed into the playoffs last year, but they have so much young talent on their field. And if Sal Stewart can be a guy for them, if Gino is in the middle of that lineup, like they need offense, ironically.
Couple more shout-outs in that series. Andrew Abbott's like, what about me?
Yeah,
I also had a great start. That wasn't my fault. And then this was the ABS series. Even in that game 1, Roman Anthony wins one, turns the strikeout into a walk. They get a little rally going there. Who I was going to shout somebody else out. I forgot. Oh, my guy, Will Abreu. I gave him a shout at the beginning of the episode.
Dude, he looks so locked in, dude. And I know we do the stats with him every year where it's like, wait, he did what last year? Seeing him with Venezuela and seeing him start off the year now, it's kind of, yeah. And the other star of this series was unfortunately CB Buckner. That I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I was going to ask, like over under 0.5 CB Buckner retiring this year.
A friend of mine who makes popular videos online genuinely thinks CB's going to like tap out.
I feel the same way, dude. You can't,
it's embarrassing.
You can't have, you said 6. I thought it was 5. 6 overturned calls behind the plate.
Yeah, man.
It's tough.
And it's the other part that, like, I don't know. I guess it breaks down to who you are as a person, and I don't know how CB Buckner's going to mentally react to that, if he's just happy the game's getting called right, or if he thinks he's getting shown up, because the fans were getting pretty loud.
Mm-hmm.
They were rooting against CB Buckner. And, yeah, it just goes back to the core of this argument that we're asking them to do a really hard thing, like 0.3 inches off the plate. And I guess that's where I get a little mad that there's some fans like CB Buckner, bro. Yeah, there's a couple bad misses, but 0.3, none of us can see that.
I also go the other way and just forget about CB. It's how impressive it is, like knowing the strike zone. Like guys that know the strike zone, there's a reason that they hit. Their eyes are probably a little bit better than everybody else's. Depth perception probably a little bit better than everybody else's. But being able to command the strike zone and know it is such an integral part of being able to be a good hitter, man. And it's just when you see these pitches, you're like, you just know.
Well, and it's I guess the interesting part for me has been catchers getting strike 3 instead of another ball or a walk. Like we saw a lot of walk strikeout scenarios that it's like, wow, we're getting that call right. That's pretty cool because that changes games. The Roman Anthony one, they got 2 insurance runs on the board because of that. Like, it's really good.
Yeah, and there was, we're not at the series yet, but Sal Perez, he takes 3 low pitches.
Yeah.
And gets those called for strikes. And then there was a talk online about, well, he actually got knocked for his framing metrics on those pitches. Because those should have been called a strike if he framed them correctly, but they were called a strike because he challenged correctly. We got to figure that. Is the framing metric the dumbest stat in baseball? Because how like you have to talk about pitching staff. And like, okay, a guy's throwing 102, going to be a little bit harder to frame than the guy throwing 92 that spots up all the time. Like those things matter a ton. And like the umpire, what he calls matters a ton in that, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, there's going to be some crazy stats and articles by midseason, by the end of the year, that if you have a catcher that is really good at framing and really good at the ABS system, you're saving yourself so many outs and innings.
Is there going to be like a 15 WAR catcher this year?
Yes,
just because of
I think there's Alejandro Kirk. I found him. F4. Pierce Johnson's name makes me laugh every time. So many jokes on that. Dane Myers.
Let's go to the National League.
Dane Myers, little walk-off. How are you? Let's do some National League then. And what would National League Baseball be without the New York Yankees, who opened up the season against the San Francisco Giants? The pitching was incredible. Max Fried, just your best starting pitcher ERA-wise from 2020, if you like that. Cam Schlittler looks like he's from another planet. They get one off Will Warren in the last game, but that's it. Judgy hits 2 ding-dongs. Stanton, 6 hits in this series. Look tremendous. The Yankees dominate. Let's go Yanks. Giants, other topics. The New York Mets and the Pittsburgh Pirates played a couple fun ones. 11-7 on opening day. Skeens doesn't make it out of the first inning. Mets put up 11. Fastball Fred got hit a little bit, but not enough. Not enough? What the hell is that? Sorry, Mets fans. But I'm not, because you win game 2 in an ugly extra innings affair. What was going on in extras was crazy. It looks like the Mets were going to win it. A couple nice plays. Young Hunter Barco getting thrown in the mix. The Pirates, they come back. They win that final game. How does your young pitching, McLean versus Moginski? I'm working on that one. Dalton gave me a thumbs up. He's got stuff. Whatever my Polish brother has going on in that last name, he's got some good stuff on the mound. And Brandon Lau, 3 homers in the series. He hits dingers. O'Neal Cruz, we'll talk about that. The Tigers, Trev, you labeled it. They kind of had just a nice opening weekend. You go to San Diego. Scooble and your new party trick, Framber, they do their thing as they win. Kevin McGonigle looks like baseball heaven. 4 hits in that opening game wasn't crazy. Padres come back. Randy Vasquez and the boys shut him out to salvage the set. The Texas Rangers and the Phillies. These are 2 fun teams, huh? The Rangers end up taking 2 out of 3 after losing the first game. Evaldi versus Christopher Sanchez. I mean, the Coach Trev Bowl, basically. That's the game the Phillies won. The Rangers win game 2 after almost blowing it. Jake, how's your burger? Luckily, the boys pick him up. And Mackenzie Gore and Luzardo in that final game. What? That's for a game 3. You love that. Rangers get it done. Your guy, Kutch, is all over this series. Nimmo with a leadoff. Pierce Johnson. Diamondbacks. Oh, no. The Dodgers, the defending National League champs, they looked like the Dodgers. A Will Smith bobblehead day hitting the home run. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Some things are bigger than baseball. The Dodgers, it felt like the Snakes going as long as they could, trying to hold off the big bad wolf, and they ended up not being able to do it. Dodgers, Pajes, Smith with 2, Betts homered, Freeland, and that's obvious. Dodgers roll. The gold looked great. Speaking of looking great, the Miami Marlins. There's conversations going on in Miami right now of Marlins fans going, I know it's the Rockies, but... Marlins get the sweep. 3 one-run games, but a little fight, including Owen Casey, the Maple Masher. I think I heard that one on the broadcast. Oh, don't you know? Marlins get the sweep over the Rocks. How's your Liam Hicks? How's your Otto Lopez? TJ Rumfield turning heads in Colorado. Rockies, I don't know. The Royals and the Braves. Another kind of fun one. Braves take 2 out of 3. They take the first 2 games. Seth Lugo and Carter Jensen. How you turning on a ball, kiddo? Braves win those first 2, 6-0, 6-2. Dominic Smith with just an awesome Awesome walk-off, some heartstring stuff there. Talk about that later. Ozzie Albies and his fish. I landed up on his Instagram again this weekend. Braves take 2 out of 3. And your final one, the best Western Road Warriors. It's your Washington Nationals. Folks, they head up to Wrigley Field where they had that wiggly feel. They blow them out on opening day, 10-4. Cade Cavalli. Oh, how do you like that? And how do you like the Nats offense? K-Bear Ruiz sealing the final game with a home run, fighting off a 2 Breggy bomb day. Ian Happ pissed on a baseball that didn't get out, and then later in the series, it looks like he flicks one that does get off. Baseball in Wrigley Field. How about your Nationals taking 2 out of 3 from the Cubbies? Life's a trip. Make the most of it with Best Western. Coach, I'm going to need some standings.
I'm not.
I know you're not.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I had so much stuff I wanted to say already. I'll give you the standings first, then I'll get into it. Okay. We're going to start out on the East Coast because that's where I am right now. Miami in the NL East, 3-0 after the sweep of my Rocks. They're mine now. I like all the players on the team. Atlanta 2-1, the Mets 2-1, the Nationals 2-1, and then of course the Phillies are in the bottom of the division at 1-2. In the Central, Milwaukee sweeps 3-0, 2-1 for Cincinnati and St. Louis, and then the Cubs and the Pirates 1-2. Out west, about right. Dodgers 3-0, Padres 1-2, and everybody else, the Snakes, the Rocks, the Giants 0-3. Those are the standings in the National League.
Thank you, Trev, as you were prepared for that. What do you want to talk about? You had a lot on your mind before the standings.
Couple things. Number one, you mentioned Ozzie's fish.
Yes.
Shout out my mom and my sister.
Yeah, big time.
Their dog passed away. Oliver.
God damn it.
So it was a tough one for them. And me, I wasn't really close with the dog, didn't see it too often, but it's obviously very sad.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, if you ever lost a pet, you understand. They went to get a fish just so my mom could have a pet in the meantime, you know, just to feel good about it. I love that. And I said, you know what you need to do, Mom? You need to go search Ozzie Albies fish page because she likes fish. She used to have a fish tank, and she's all over it and loves it. So shout out Ozzie for bringing my mom a little bit of joy.
Thank you, Ozzie Albies.
Did you think that was going to go that way?
I did not. I just wanted the standings, and that seemed like a big ask, or a bigger ask than it should have been. How can I? And I didn't say it there. Joey Weber. Just 6 for 6. Couple homers. Welcome back to the show, JoJo.
Blake Butera versus Tony Vitello. Who you taking? I know who I am.
I mean, Butera's got the lead right now. Easily. Dalen Lyle. Trev, let's do some Yankees-Giants.
Dominance? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, it can be high and tight. We recorded our first ever Sunday morning talking Yanks because the Yanks started on Wednesday, wrapped up the series on Saturday. So that was a little odd. The pitching was amazing and the offense was enough the final 2 games. That's kind of it.
1 run.
Yeah.
1 run by the San Francisco Giants.
Which, how about this? Say something nice about Tony Vitello. 1, having to answer questions after game 2 of the season about, like, your fit. That's a little ridiculous. Like, we all know baseball enough that, like, Cam Schlittler was borderline unhittable. That's not a Tony Vitello problem.
But all you say is, it's game 2, guys.
Right. That part is true.
He's going.
Yes.
Okay. We're doing the Tony Vitello thing.
All right.
You want that? Number 1, Ken Rosenthal being in his face, being like, how's the jump from college to the major leagues? What kind of questions are these?
Crazy.
That's not for the game.
Crazy.
Can't stand that.
Oh, third Jimmy shout out because he had a really good joke. He was like, if Vitello was a funny guy, he would have said, you know what? The bats sound different, Ken. That would have been a really good joke.
He also doesn't have to answer that. He'd be like, Ken, like, let's talk about like the game. Like, it's about the players. So like that's the thing to me is he's going too in depth with his answers. Like, stop doing that. Like, because you're digging yourself a hole. Like, I want to be all over this guy. I told you before the show, I called Kyle Gibson. I said, Gibby, talk me off a ledge right now because I'm listening to these post-game press conferences. He's saying that his pump-up speech before the season was too much and got the boys too fired up.
Yeah.
They're tryhards right now. Stop. You're just saying too much, dude. Like, it's the first series you got swept. It doesn't look good, but stop. You're digging yourself a hole here with what you're saying. And like, I know we want managers to be out there and to give. We want more from everybody now. That's all we want. Everyone needs to give us everything at every given moment. You don't need to do that, man. Like, you are the manager. And I think he even said that in one of his things. Like, it's a little bit more of like being a manager than a coach. Like, yes.
Yeah, man. There's two things that scare me. That quote, he was like, I love coaching. There's so many people you got to manage that I'm learning that. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's yellow flag. And then he looks too much like Robbie Ray. Like, it's kind of shocking. It's kind of shocking. That I don't know, man. I guess here's my question. First Chris Rose question of the year. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like panic, this isn't a fit, we tried it, it's wrong. College and the pros are different areas. 10 being the worst case scenario. What's your Tony V scale?
7.
I think I'm there too. It
doesn't seem.
It's of note.
Because this is not. Look, if you give this guy a young upstart team that like needs that,
yes,
it's different.
I agree, 100%.
This is a veteran-laden team who does not want to listen to you whatsoever. Like that, what? We're trying too hard. What does that even mean? The manager saying that about you after game 2?
And I mean, okay, Trev, this is a weird one. Has a manager ever coached you? I know that's a weird one.
No. And I'm fine with that, dude. Like, I understand. Like, I get that. Wanting to be involved. I mean, we're giving flowers to Blake Butera because he won his series and he's throwing BP and he's out there like taking ground balls and stuff. Like, I don't mind managers getting involved. In fact, like, sometimes that's fun. Like, guy coming, doing some dirty work with you. But at the end of the day, like, you're the head of the ship, man. Like, we need your attitude presented to the world, and you need to give that to us. Like, be the guy in charge. Don't be buddy. Don't be a buddy. Nobody wants a buddy.
I don't think Vitello's trying to be buddy.
I think he is. Like, I think he's. I don't know, man. He said something like, "Hey, I can't talk down to these guys because they're the same age as me." Like,
also just
there's just some weird quotes.
Also, just not true. Isn't he like, he's 40-something? He's like 45, 48?
Is
like,
he?
Nobody on the team's that
Looks
age.
good for his age.
47. He looks amazing, dude.
Oh, he's 47?
He's kind of a smoke. He's kind of like...
Well, yeah, he's one of those guys until he opens his mouth. That's what girls will say.
Trevor! Oh, my God. Okay, tell socials to not clip that. The quotes have been bad.
I am holding...
The quotes have been bad.
Kyle Gibson says, I love the
2
guy.
weeks.
He said he's my favorite coach I've ever had.
Okay.
He said that.
I mean, dude, it was impressive seeing, like, Scherzer vouches for this. Like, a lot of dudes who are dudes vouch for this guy. How about this? This is the best way to put a bow on it. I hope we're talking about a very different thing in 3 months. And, like, we love him. He's good for the game. Like, there is a path for that. And it's 3 games. And Cam Schlittler, Trev, you like pitching? Cam Schlittler picked up Corbin Burns' cutter this offseason. Have fun.
The Yankees.
This looks like a new pitch.
The Yankees looked incredible. Judge is washed accusations coming after game 1.
Crazy.
And then he goes off and does Aaron Judge things the next 2 games. I mean, the Yankees, they looked really good. I'll give them that for sure. Pitching, hitting, everything. I'm sorry we had to talk about Tony Vitello for so long.
It's okay. It's an interesting topic. Sorry, Giants fans, and we won't. Your hitting's gonna get going. I believe. Pirates and the Mets. New York, baby. I ended up watching a ton of this series. I had a productive Saturday, and I was on the couch for 4 p.m. So I was like, all right, well, fire me up. The The opening day game was crazy. It feels so long ago now because it was the first game, too. So it just feels, I mean, they knocked Skeens out in the first, or O'Neal Cruz, my guy.
Tough start for them.
That's tough. A little bit of a redemption. He starts the final relay throw that throws out Lindor at the plate, and it's like, okay, you still have that arm, and I loved his effort on that play. You go. I don't know.
Well, I mean, one thing we really want to see, we're watching the Soto ball in the gap right here. Tough send. There's nobody out at this point. So you could have been first and third or maybe even second and third, right?
I'd have to double check the outs.
I don't think there was any outs.
No outs, yeah, second and third.
Tough send right there if we're being honest, man. You got the middle of the lineup coming up. I know you want to be aggressive, and it took a couple good throws to get Lindor, but also like early in the year, you want to put Lindor in that situation where like he's going to have to like, I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Catcher. It's going to be a close play at the plate. Like it's probably the most like dangerous play that we have in baseball as far as like injuries. Like catcher can't block the plate, but kind of can.
Hey man, it was a good relay throw. I think it was that Cruz to Triolo. Like those are, I don't know. From what O'Neal Cruz showed earlier in the series, I don't necessarily hate the send.
I'm down for the aggressiveness, but at the same time, it's like when should you be aggressive?
It's fair.
That's not the situation for it.
It's fair. I guess what else did you say? I mean, I feel like
dude.
Lou Bob's walk off. Bichette got some booze. Talk some Lou Bob. Can we call him Lou Bob?
He doesn't like it, but
right?
It's fun too. It's a fun thing
good.
to say. Luis Robert coming in, and we wondered like change of scenery, what's going on. For him to have that big moment early on in the season, I think that'll spark something in you, man. He takes that ball down in a way and kind of just barrels it. He's so damn strong. That'll spark something in you, man. Like that's got to feel so good to be part of. He's feeling finally like, hey, there's something that I'm playing for here for the team instead of individual. And that could change everything for a guy, man, as far as just motivation, work. One series in, I want to see it obviously more throughout the year, but that's the right foot to get off on. I love Bo Bichette's quotes. That's how you handle New York media right there.
Boom.
So they said, were you surprised about the booze? He goes, I was actually shocked that it took that long. And like, yeah, man.
Yep.
Yes, that's all you got to say. Like, give the fans their credit. Hey, yeah, booed. I got to be better. Boom. That's it. Move on.
Is the third base experiment with him is going to be interesting. He was getting tested and passing and failing. And some of his at-bats were better than the stat line said. The way the Mets were fouling off pitches, and that's what they want their lineup to be, longer and grindier, and they got the results of that, especially in the first game, and winning that second game too. Yeah. Shout
out Bilal and O'Hearn. You bring in, those are the guys you bring in to help the offense. They hit homers. Bilal, 3 of them in the series. So, as a Pirates fan, you're like, okay, you got that last one. Salvage the series a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I want this to work. And I guess you could say, hey, if Skeens is who he usually is, and O'Neal Cruz fields some balls, we're talking about a completely different series. Maybe we get that series victory. But it's not. I think it's nice to see some of the offensive additions coming through in the first series, at least.
Tigers, Padres in San Diego. Tigers take the first 2. I mean, I laid it out on the way through. I mean, we were all blown away by McGonigle on opening day because you hear about a guy, you see him a little bit, and then to jump onto the stage like that. Skubal, I mean, just it feels like he's still in that flow state. And Framber in the Tigers' journey was a small glove. Does he still have the small glove, or is he just big?
I think it's still, if I had to guess the size of Framber's glove, I would say it's 11.5, which is a small glove.
It's a small glove. Okay.
That's a second baseman's glove.
Big
Maybe
time.
He wants to play second. Get that ball out of there. I know this is as good as it can happen for the Tigers. I guess, you mentioned it. Skubal and Framber come out doing their thing. Their young stud who, I feel like we always, I mean, at least I do. I question the Tigers offense. I do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they have some like juggernaut offense. I think there's guys that have stepped up throughout the year. Like, you can talk about Riley Green. You can talk about, Glaber and Torkelson.
Dingler had a nice series where he could be in the catcher. Like, if he has some growth where he could be on the catcher pantheon.
Sure. If you can put someone in the middle of your lineup like a Kevin McGonigle, like this guy just looks, I mean, he's just hitterish. And like I was talking to someone about his swing. Like, that's not like a swing coach swing. That's like he's just a hitter, dude. He's just a hitter. The toe tap, he's down, he's grindy in these at-bats. The at-bat he had against Peralta, the 10-pitch at-bat where he finally hits the single, lefty. Like, he is in. Like, the nose is there. It is buried in the strike zone. I love it, man. Like, that is a ball player right there.
It's so true. And I mean, maybe this sounds dumb, but like he's not trying to hit a homer. He's just trying to hit that ball hard. And he did it. He did it a ton. I don't know. I really hope I hope he's not part of we check in May and we're like, oh, remember that opening day? It's been a different story. It probably could be because it happens to every young player. The big Amish got called up and was brutal for like 3 weeks, and then he was the best hitter in the league. So I'm very interested to see his path. But you're right. I guess the theme of this episode should be like checking boxes. The Giants didn't check any boxes, sadly. I think for a winning 2 out of 3, the Tigers kind of checked every box.
They did. And then, the Padres in the last game, I mean, give 2 hits between Vasquez, Kyle Hart, and Mason Miller. So, I mean, if you're a Padres fan, like, all right, like Framber and Scooble's tough. We salvaged the series. Let's move on.
It was a nice moment. Jackson Merrill robbing McGonigle. That was
it could have been a bigger series for that guy.
Crazy. Hey, we've got a new Mason Miller closer entrance. You in?
Corn.
Obviously, you're in. Obviously.
There's some things about Corn that I don't like, but like there's also some bangers like that can bring you back a little bit.
This is a dangerous question over an hour in, but what don't you like about Corn?
There's some songs that you probably don't want to listen to. Like I can't believe the stuff that when I was a kid I was listening to.
Yeah.
There's some stuff they did with Limp Bizkit that's like really weird.
Okay.
But still like push that aside. There's some bangers by Korn.
Okay. I need
Freak on a Leash video is like kind of like peak adolescence for me.
Yeah, I mean, Freak on a Leash. That was, that's not normally.
We shouldn't be listening
lane.
To that at 10 years old.
That's you and Bobby Srirachi. That's not my normal lane. My nickname was Limp Bizkit for a little bit. Let's anything else? Randy Vasquez, good for you, dude. Sinker's up. Good for him. Sorry, Padres. Let's go to Philly and Texas. Texas forever, my friend. Mentioned, kind of an all-world pitching matchup in that first game. Schwarber goes yard. Justin Crawford, Carl Crawford's son with the 2-hit day. Duran comes in for the close. And then we have a similar situation in game 2. McCutcheon's fingerprints are all over this. I know you want to talk about it. Berger, as I mentioned, he almost kind of blew the game. That's got to be a horrific feeling. Texas gets enough offense. That was their whole thing last year. Not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, Kutch was a big part of it. We're going to get to him later in the show. The Jake Berger, he was hitting, but also letting in some runs as well. Yeah. Tough pop-ups. Tough
pop-up.
I don't know what he was doing. I didn't really get it. Was it windy or was it sunny?
I think it was windy.
Because he zooed this one. He wasn't even close.
It's a tough fall.
Like
it's a big body fall.
So it must have been wind because he went into the base and then basically back to the cut of the grass.
He's a major leaguer. It's wind.
I don't know. You got to know the ball's coming back towards the foul line. And then, hey, you know what? Great on the Phillies to capitalize on that. Like, that's what you have to do. So you get that, and you get, Marsh coming through right here. But the Rangers, because of my guy Kutch, end up getting that game anyway.
Hey, and by the way, Jake Berger, you know why he's out there, Trev? 6 for 13.
I know. I said that. He drove some in and he let some in. That's kind of the game.
Ain't that baseball? Nimmo with a nice opening series, new face, new place. And yeah, Corey Seager, just a very casual Corey Seager series.
Do we have Bryce Harper's beginning line? I don't have it up in front of me.
Ooh, Bryce Harper's
we're on the
weekend.
elite or not elite watch.
1 for 11.
Yeah, 1 for 11.
Not elite.
5 Ks, 3 walks.
Good.
Oh, that was spring training. Sorry.
That'll be 3 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Yeah.
1 RBI. Right. Yeah, not the opening weekend he wanted.
I'm going to be on watch for that.
I like that. That can be a little running thing in the episode. Bryce Harper Elite Watch. Alec Boehm, good for you.
Yeah, what else? Who else do we need to shout out in this series? I mean, Mackenzie Gore, decent start there. Luzardo gets taxed a little bit, the McCutcheon homer. I guess that's good.
Zeke Duran, how are you? Dodgers, DBacks, Trev, again, checking boxes. This is one of the series where one team checked every box and the other team did not.
Will Smith, opening night, gold jersey, 2 little daughters throw out first pitch for you, bobblehead night, and you hit the freaking Jimmy Jack. I mean, he's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's
not the guy.
The homer in the World Series, Game 7. He's the guy.
Will Smith having a fantastic simulation, but getting overshadowed by 3 guys having freak show simulations.
Oh, man. I mean, that was a go-ahead homer. I know that the end score doesn't look like that meant anything, but like at the time, they were down 2-1.
I think the score makes that seem like that homer mattered. It's a big homer. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even opening day with Gallen out there, he was looking really sharp early, but you're just waiting for it to happen, man. It was kind of a tough watch. Perdomo and Marte homer, a little up the middle. How are you?
I was looking at the wrong score. I am sorry. That was the Game 3 score.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had the 8-2 in front of me. Yeah.
Yeah,
because he also homered opening day.
And the D-backs led all 3 games, but it never really felt like it.
That's Dodgers ball. They feel a little bit inevitable.
Yeah. Kyle Tucker, he's a Dodger now.
Had some ribbies.
Another nice simulation. The Perdomo Corey Blazer moment was pretty nice to kick off this series. That feels so long ago, but he made the call against Perdomo in the World Baseball Classic, and Geraldo Perdomo probably makes the all just being a good dude team if baseball put one together, and he hugs them before it. Real nice.
Love that. I also have this take.
Oh.
Would he have gotten the challenge in? Because if you remember that game, the Dominican versus the U.S., ball down, he actually starts walking back towards the dugout just a little bit, and then he gets upset about the call.
But I think that's him removing his. Like, I'd have to watch Perdomo's walks, but I'm assuming that turn to the bench was like, I'm about to get rid of my
okay, maybe
shin pad type deal. And then
Oh no! Pitch. What an edit that is.
Same pitch. Funny game sometimes. Sorry, D-backs. Go Dodgers, go. Repeat. Emmett Sheehan, some scary velo stuff. We'll see if there's an update on that. And yeah, Frederick Freeman. He'll be there when you need him. That's a good note, Trev. That if we just saw if Freddie Freeman was a prospect who just got called up, we'd be like, I don't know. But then you just see the Hall of Fame career, and you're like, that works.
Yes, it does work.
Everyone needs a little different thing.
He's hit 300 at every stop he's ever played in his life.
He's not bad. Today's episode is sponsored by Hims. If something's been off in the bedroom, you're not the only one out there. ED is more common than most guys think, and the difference now is that getting treatment is easier than ever. Hims connects you with licensed healthcare professionals online, giving you simple access to ED treatment options from home. Through Hims, you can complete a simple online intake, and a provider will review your information to determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. That includes sildenafil, also known as the generic for Viagra, available through Hims at up to 95% less than the brand names. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/talkin. That's hims.com/talkin. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC, of Viatris Companies. Hims Inc. is not affiliated with or endorsed Viatris Specialty LLC. Marlins sweep the Rocks. Your thoughts?
Studs.
I thought you were a Rockies guy. I thought you just took it.
I just like some of the guys they're taking. Jordan Beck and Rumfield. I mean, those guys take daddy hacks. Hunter Goodman, my guy, daddy hacks. Like that's what I care about.
Javier Sanoa gets involved. Another Venezuelan. He was like the lead cheerleader pinch runner for that Venezuela team. And then a nice comeback win by Miami in game 2. I hate to do this. It is who are the Rocks, but Owen Casey with a chance to be a guy in the middle of that lineup.
Absolutely. First of all, in the unis, in the throwback unis too, doing that's just. I told you this was a very aesthetically pleasing series. Kind of like brings me back to my childhood. Like for a while, like teal and purple were like mainstay colors in our society. Like there's a lot of teal and purple. Now we're kind of getting it back.
People got scared. Yeah.
And what was the trade again? This was a
Owen Casey, Edward Cabrera,
right?
There's some other guys involved, but Casey was the guy. And there's some like,
he looks always great, dude.
He looks great. We saw him with Team Canada too. He's got an energy. He's got a certain ball player energy, not McGonigle's ball player energy, but just like a look at this MFer energy. That I don't know. It's opening weekend. Social Kyle, who watches some of the most baseball, he texted me last night. He said the Marlins traded for a superstar in Casey. Let's check in on that later.
Yeah, I mean, just big time hits in the first series. I mean, you got Liam Hicks shout out. He gets the 2-run homer to tie things up in game 2. Then Casey has the hit in the bottom of the 8th. So they come back. And then my guy, Jordan Beck, 3-run double, puts them up. But, Owen Casey, like, I'll just walk it off with a homer. Like, he's the swing plays. The swing really, really plays. And that's what they said from like the get-go. It's like the swing is going to play, and it does, man. It does.
Otto Lopez and Xavier Edwards up the middle getting it done. And 2 starting pitchers go 7 innings. 3-0 for the first time since 2009. A little bit of hype in Miami. Not a bad team. Not a good team last year. Not a bad team last year. Hot start. A lot of young talent. 2 starting pitchers who are absolute freak shows, and Sandy and Yuri both go 7. I don't know. There's a recipe.
Baseball's so hot in Miami right now. WBC straight to a sweep.
Hot in Miami.
And you have the Venezuelan guy. Like, people showing up to see Sanoa.
Why not?
Play it up. Play the Venezuela card as much as you can. Okay, that's my advice to the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, that they had no problem packing the house.
No, dude.
Crazy. Royals Braves, maybe our last series, although I can talk about Joey Weimer some more on the way out. Braves take the first 2 games. Dominant pitching. Royals salvage. You talked about Big Sally a little bit with the challenges, and he turns on a ball. Drake Baldwin, couple home runs. Who talking catcher pantheon a lot this episode? Who is that guy? Braves get a nice series win out of the gate. 2 good teams.
Yeah, what a pitching matchup to start. Cole Reagan's Chris Sale. Reagan's not a great start. Chris Sale just absolutely does his thing. And then Ronaldo Lopez. The exaggeration of the Braves not having pitching because everyone got hurt, a little bit exaggerated, if that makes sense. Because they came out and doing it, especially those 2 guys right there. Dom Smith, I think you're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Later.
Pretty cool.
Get some tissues ready for that. But yeah, Braves. I hope, Jake, because I think after last year and what we've seen from them in the offseason, some of the injuries, it's like almost like we've already, at least for me, I've already put them in this category of like, man, is it going to happen again? Like cool, like Acuna's going
Right.
off, and they still have some guys, but like just feels like they started off on the same trajectory. I hope it's not, man. We saw Acuna make some plays. You see the Austin Riley play at third base, the dive.
There was a lot of Braves defense. Game 1 had a lot of highlights plays. Eli White, Austin Riley. Yeah.
So like, I hope we're talking about a Braves team. It's like, hey, you know what? Great, dealing with injuries. Did that last year. Not going to let it be the story of our season this year. That will be awesome to see. I mean, Chris Sale's freaking filthy, dude. Look at that play. Oh,
look at that thick. Ooh,
I was watching quick
hairs
pitch
in a little, hairs out a little more for Austin Riley. I like that.
I was watching quick pitch. Shout out Abby Labar, our friend, and they put a Superman cape on him,
obviously,
during that highlight, obviously, and it was like, that one actually is warranted because he was extended, full extension.
Oh, you'd normally call out a Superman.
Yeah, because a lot of times it's not full extension.
Got you. Yeah.
It's hard to get full extension on dive. Like I had trouble doing that. Like full extension is like you're putting your body out there. Like there's no, like, you're not holding back at all. That was one of them. Love that. Sal definitely deserves some credit getting those 3 low strikes. We talked about that, how the framing metrics are going to have to adjust to these strikes being called. And some people will say, well, yeah, that proves the framing metrics right, that he didn't get that call and it should have been. It's like, okay, I guess. He got the call right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't help you with that one.
Royal salvage last game. Shout out Carter Jensen. He's going to have to be a big part of that offense. He had a couple RBIs. Bobby Witt, Vinny P also a couple there. But nice series for the Braves, man.
If you're a Royals
fan.
And
then I think we have to talk about Estevez. Like,
I was
there's
just
been some
gonna go
velo
there.
stuff.
Yeah. Down 4 miles per hour. Like, that's not opening day and it's cold. Like, he hadn't had it in spring, and the manager's quote to just be like, yeah, we're hoping it comes back. Okay. I mean, if I'm a Royals fan, I'm like, how long are we hoping for? So that's big what to watch for. And yeah, that's none of Dom Smith's business. Trev, Nationals, Cubbies. I know I did it as the best Western thing. So just a ton of Nationals offense in those final 2 games. Cubs blew them out in the middle game. What do you got?
Was going to give a Joey Weimer my standout performance. But because they're the best Western Road Warriors, so I thought we'd talk about him here. I mean, 2 games doing his thing. I also just wanted to hear you say his name.
Yeah, Joey Weber.
Love that for us. Brady House, who we talked about coming through in this series as well. Shout out Blake Peter for getting the first managerial win and for a series win. That's gotta just feel really, really nice there, man. I mean, look, first series of the year. Do I expect a lot out of the Nationals? No. But they take care of the Cubs. That's no small feat, dude, on the road.
A lot of young players. You hope it can be a fun national season. And hey, that's how they opened up. And there's a lot of new faces that, who knows? Nasim Nunez. I see you picking it. Okay.
Pretty nasty.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty nasty right there.
I can work with that. Cade Horton. There's your win, Cubs fans. He looked like Cade Horton. Trev, let's get into second half of the show. I don't know if it's going to be half today, but it's time for Standout Performances.
It's time for Standout Performances. This guy stood out for Trev.
Say what?
Trev?
I am going with, it's an old episode for me. It is this guy's birthday today.
Wow.
37th birthday. This is his, what year? 16th year in the show. Not my friend. I wish he was my friend. I don't think he likes me.
I like that.
He likes me
I
at all.
that honesty,
One time
though.
kicked me out of a limousine. How about that?
Like that.
My guy, Chris Sale. On the dot for his career, a 3.0 ERA. He's about to have his 400th game. He's sitting at 394, so in 6 starts he'll be there. On his way to Cooperstown, just a vintage performance. And it's funny because Eric Hosmer was on the call for the Royals, so I was tuned in, wanted to see how he did, and shout out Haas. He's really taking the media world by storm, doing MLB Network, doing this. A lot of people say follow my my path.
Nobody said that.
Nobody said that?
Nobody's saying that.
I'm a trailblazer in this industry?
You're a trailblazer. People say that.
No. Okay. Anyways, he was talking about Chris Sale. I mean, obviously he's faced him a ton. It is just such a different at bat. We say it all the time here. That angle, man, just the ability for him to manipulate his pitches. His slider turns into 3 different pitches alone because of the depth and the velo that he can change on it. But again, what the end line ended up being 6 innings pitched, no runs, only 3 hits. He K'd 6 people. He's that guy, man. And we talk about a lot of old pitchers in this game, but there's no signs of slowing down whatsoever with Chris Sale. Happy birthday, big guy.
Happy birthday to Chris Sale. I'm glad. Maybe you guys can mend that fence. Maybe you guys are cool now. I don't know.
Jake.
Yeah.
2024, a 2.38. 2025, a 2.58.
His career best stats are with Atlanta. And we thought Chris Sale was done. Boston it felt like they were dumping him. And he's been the best he's been. Good episode for the olds. I'm going with the young. Shout out Seattle. Shout out Emerson Hancock. And Trev, if you go to the Baseball Savant, you won't be blown away. There's a lot of blue. There's actually very little red on the page at all, which is tricky because he went 6 innings, 0 hits, 0 earned runs. There was 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. If you're on the YouTube, this is why he's hard to hit. He throws from shortstop. There's a lot of different angles on it. His sweeper slider doesn't process in my brain. It looks like it goes up and then down from his arm angle that it looks like he's playing wiffle ball. Do that one again, Rob. He's coming from the side there. It looks like the ball freezes in midair. My guy Daniel Schneebit struggled with that one. That he's been the guy waiting for his turn in the Mariners rotation. I'll be interested to see. It's not enough funk that I'm like, oh, maybe this guy will be purely unhittable. But he was for a night, literally. And he's got his opportunity now. So let's see where we're at with Emerson Hancock later this year. But as good of a debut as you can have.
You've always been an Emerson Hancock guy.
Yeah.
And whenever you mention him, in our comment section, people be like, why is Jake like Emerson Hancock so much? He's like our 7th starter. Who is this guy? He's not even this. He's not even that. I tend to agree with you. The stuff is nasty. I know there's pitching depth in Seattle, but hey, bro, you're going to carve yourself out some time if you continue to pitch like that. And that slider does seem like it's like the seams finally catch the air.
Yes.
And then just rips down. And there's a few guys. I always say AJ Burnett was maybe the nastiest slider I've ever seen in my life. Josh Beckett, same thing with his curveball, where it just floats and then just catches, goes.
Yes.
It's interesting right there. But I've seen that pitch before, and it makes you want to get out of the box.
And I think his sinker got rocked last year, so he went to the 4-seamer because that's what pitchers can do now. So, hey, I mean, maybe it was first start and the scouting report didn't have that, or, and I don't know. I think he has another gear in him, and it's just a matter of opportunity in Seattle, and maybe he'll be kicked out of the rotation, and maybe he'll just be nasty wherever he is. That sweeper, 4-seamers, 93.5, sweeper, 77. That's just different. Okay.
Just different.
Good analysis, Jake. Trev, it's time. Probably the best segment the show has because it's just you. It's time for In Fuego.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Trev?
This one's going to be a quick one because we don't have the 2 weeks.
We don't, but
series right now.
I think Dalt put more guys so we could highlight them over the weekend.
We're going to go with our guy who I said very important to Cincinnati's chances. Sal Stewart, 7 for 10 in the series. He added 3 walks. 10 times reaching base in his first 3 games. You got to like that. You mentioned Shea Bangaliers out there, 6 for 12, 3 homers, 6 runs driven in, trying to salvage whatever they were doing out there with the A's. Didn't happen for them. B. Lau, got to be a focal point in that offense, and he was 5 for 12, a double, 3 homers, drives in 4. Leads the National League in homers right now. Love that for him. Wilyer Abreu, stand up if you had Wilyer Abreu being a stud this entire time. I'm standing if you can't see that. 6 for 13, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in. Chase DeLauder. My goodness. The Youngs are fun. And why is it all lefties? It's a lefty world right now. 6 for 17, 4 Jimmy Jacks for DeLauder. Remember, this is his actual debut. This is when the numbers are actually going to be on the back of his baseball card because he debuted in the playoffs, people.
So dumb.
And he missed the ball right away. Do you remember that?
It's tough. A tough ask.
It's a
real
tough
ask.
Third player since at least 1900 to hit 3 homers in his first 2 career regular season games, joining Trevor Story and Joe Cunningham. Love that for us. Jake Berger, 6 for 13, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in. Brendan Donovan, you look like you're from Seattle. You're playing good ball. 6 for 14, a double, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in. Yandy Diaz, you're right about the Rays and kind of that offense. If it starts to click, I'm in. Yandy Diaz, 9 for 16, 2 doubles, 5 runs driven in. He recorded his 8th game with at least 4 hits for the Rays. That's tied with franchise icon statue guy Evan Longoria for the 3rd most in team history. And then last but not least, our guy Munetaka Murakami, 3 for 9, 3 hits, all of them homers. And that's who's in Fuego, Jake.
A fantastic in Fuego. Yandy Diaz, just, kind of that same intimidate. If you'd never watch a game, you'd be like, oh my, who is that? And it's just so funny. He's a singles, 8 singles, 1 double. Like Yandy just slaps it around the yard.
There was a game. I forgot to mention this on the way through. Was it Carson Williams who came and scored from first on a ball in the gap?
I believe so. If I'm thinking of the same play, he was.
I was
flying.
like, what just happened right there?
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about, baby. Another one for the Youngs.
Yeah, I'll be interested to, top 100 prospect guy.
He went 3 for 12.
I was looking at his stats and in his minor league stats. It's going to be interesting to see. He didn't have not a lot of contact at the
a lot of strikeout
at the minor league level, which it's a hard jump. But let's see. We love the Rays. Brandon Lau, Sal Stewart. Why not? Trev, a majestic in Fuego, and even better news for the people. No batters who are struggling this episode because it's the first weekend. Come on.
Aaron Judge, he struggled for his game.
Yeah, 2 homers. Crazy.
There's a couple people that should not be covering baseball that are covering baseball.
Oh, you're hot.
Say that
today.
Right now.
You're hot today. You open in the first 3 minutes. You said Tony Vitello was weird.
I think a lot of people will agree with me.
Yeah, it's kind of the current consensus. Yeah.
Like I'm not like okay. I'm giving him a chance.
We're giving him a chance. And I do want to say, for if you're new to the show, if you're old to the show. Like I said at the top, we want to give every series as much love as we could for opening weekend because it's opening weekend. I don't know where my Marlins are going to land this year, but you did sweep them. As this season goes, the first half of the show will get tighter, and the second half of the show will get broader. How about that? That's a nice way to put it.
Okay.
The IL. Okay, just continuing. I forgot about the worst part of the show. It's our opening day. Me telling everyone who's slumping and who's hurt. Jackson, you got to say his name, Trev.
Churio.
He goes on the IL right before opening day. Left hand fracture, crazy. He's just playing. Mickey Moniak. Are these all your guys? Right index finger sprain. Hopefully a minimum stint. Carlos Vargas with a right lat in that Mariners bullpen. Christopher Morel missing out on the Miami party. Love Chris Morel. If I could get some Christopher Morel going again, out 4 to 6 weeks. Oblique Trev, send the DM. Send the DM. And then Andrew Vaughn. Hamate, man. The year of the Hamate. out 6 weeks or so. So the Brewers will finish it out and win every game, and it won't be a problem. And then Andrew Vaughn will go nuts, and we'll see him on Fuego. That's who we've got for now. Which means
not a bad IL. It's not a bad
it's
one.
not a bad IL. It's enough IL. It's not too much. Trev, we now get to start everyone's week the best way possible.
Awards!
It's time for awards brought to you by SeatGeek and Kelsey Winger, the best in the biz.
Shout out Kelsey.
Always.
Just rocking and rolling. She's a social media darling now, doing her come with me to a game. Love that. Keep that up, Kels.
Let's go.
I've learned a few new phrases.
Oh.
As I'm almost 40 years old, I probably shouldn't say either of these, but one is just so hilarious. I'll start with that one. I think my generation is down still for a Diet Coke from here. Every once in a while, a Diet Coke to me with either spicy, Thai food or good street tacos. Give me a Diet Coke with that. And that is elite combination.
So you think a generation's missing that?
I'll say they're calling them fridge cigs, which to me is spot on.
Okay.
I want a Diet Coke. I feel like my grandparents wanted the cigarette. Sometimes I need one. I need one. So the term fridge cig is in now for me because I think it perfectly encapsulates what a Diet Coke is. You just need one sometimes. Fridge cig. The other one that I've learned, Joe's I think taught me this one. Chopped unk. Chopped unk means you're just old and you're kind of people are done with you. Okay, so we had a few ball players, Jake, that I think a lot of people were you're a chopped dunk, which is very disrespectful to these two in particular.
Yeah.
Because one is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and the other one you can talk about Hall of Fame stuff with. And that's Andrew McCutchen and Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Mike Trout, massive opening day. He's playing center field again. He wanted to play center field. Gets the swing, homers. I love the reaction that our live stream had with this. Mike Trout is engaging with our social media team about that. Swilly is on cloud 9. Gotta love that. 5th career opening day home run. That's his own franchise record. His quotes about this series: he's 6 for 13, 2 homers. He has a stolen base. He said, I felt like myself again out there, just being in center and stealing bags. It was a fun win. It's huge. They got a great team over there. It was a complete win for us. Talking about opening day. All right. They end up splitting the series. I saw this happen. I talked about this with Chris Rose. I saw this happen with Byron Buxton, where the Twins were telling him to just be so cautious with himself out there. Don't run, play defense, and watch yourself. Don't be aggressive out there. There's something that happens in your body where it's well, if I'm constantly pumping the brakes, when I try to hit the accelerator, it's not going to be there. We got to let Mike Trout play. Got to let him be himself, because the Twins did that last year at Buxton, and it was some of the best we've seen him look. Let Mike Trout do his thing. Let him steal bags. Let him play center field. I think we're going to get more of the vintage Trout if we do that this season. So we saw that. The other guy, Andrew McCutchen, Pirates kind of unceremoniously just let him go. Came back, could have ended the career there. I think it would have been a nice addition to that team as well. And they kept saying, oh, we don't have room for him. We need to move on, do all these things. Oh, really? Look what he did here. 4 for 9, 2 doubles, big homer. He's telling Philly fans, sorry, guys, this is me against Yohan Duran. Hitting the single here. This guy can still do it, man. Chopped unk, they are not. Shout out the olds. I texted Kutch. I said, I don't think there's somebody in the big leagues that I'm rooting harder for this year. Because that's the truth, man. I hate when we write guys off so quickly, especially when we've seen them do so much on a baseball field. I get it, man. The youngs are fun. It's the shiny new toy. I understand that. But let's give some fucking respect to these olds right here and Andrew McCutchen and Mike Trout, because they still got some ball left in them.
When I saw McCutchen turn on Duran's fastball, I instantly went to go text you. You had already texted about it.
I said I got Kutch for my award.
I know we talk about it, and it's a hitter phrase of I don't care how hard they throw it. If it's straight enough, we'll hit it. And that's true to a degree. Like, I don't know, man. Some of the numbers as you start going 95 to 98 to 101, I don't know if that fully tracks. Seeing Kutch, all right, Durant, you're going to throw your heater and I'm still going to get through on it. That did something for me. And it was just a end of the offseason, like, okay, Kutch is going to Texas. Hey, man, the problem in Texas has been the offense, which I don't know if Kutch is the cure. I know he can still get on base and maybe do some stuff for his lefties, and who knows what you need from him. I know the other problem there was their locker room. Like, some of the stuff that's leaked out or hasn't leaked out was weird, and Kutch is one of the most beloved guys in the league. I mean, you texted him saying, you're the guy I'm rooting the hardest for, which I'm trying to process how he's receiving that text. Is he just like, thanks?
Yeah, basically.
Because I'm old, thank you? Like, I don't know. It's an interesting one.
He gave me the praying hands.
Yes, nice.
And I said, man, I really appreciate it.
Love that.
Don't text me ever again.
But during the season, if you could just not.
No, dude, we go back so far.
I know you do.
That I don't know. I am always rooting for him. And how could you not?
So I think so is almost any. I don't know a Kutch hater out there. Let's see what that means for him, for the Texas Rangers. It was cool seeing that, and I'm begging for the Mike Trout. One big Mike Trout year to do it again. Because this is a little sicko, Jake, it's getting late stuff. What if podcasts, YouTube, and all that stuff existed or was more prevalent like 10 years earlier? And
during his run?
And you and I did 8 years of talking baseball, and we were highlighting Mike Trout every episode. Like, I think...
he's in the Shohei Aaron Judge category of that, where we're like, oh my God, he's just so good.
Like, it would have been a little stickier instead of someone like me being like, all I know is he likes the weather. But yeah, he's mixing it up on social media a little bit, playing center field. Let's go. Chop dunks, more.
I believe he had like his fastest sprint speed in a couple of years. Like, let's go.
Feeling good. I'm going on the other end of the spectrum a little bit. Referenced it a few times. I'll give out the Take a Chance on Me award. Dom Smith hits a walk-off grand slam for the Atlanta Braves. And yeah, like you said, there's a very emotional side to it. 2 weeks ago, lost his mother to cancer. Sucks. It's brutal. It's brutal. And so let's zoom out even more. Dom Smith is fighting for a spot on the Braves. Like, he doesn't know if he's going to make the team. He had a nice little run for the Giants last year, but if you're looking at the Braves roster, he wasn't looking at the starting lineup. And then to have Dom Smith on your bench, it's one of those versatile but not super versatile. Just turned 30. Like, a lot of the stats on Dom Smith's page don't jump out for a guy that was, if you remember, he was a top 100 prospect, had some really good run for the Mets, and then kind of when he got his first full opportunities, he basically got 2 full seasons and it didn't click. There's some injuries in there. And Trev, as you know better than I think the average Joe, like, that might be your shot. Like, for Dom Smith, he's been fighting for playing time since then, like looking for chances to get at bats. He goes to Brave spring training, not knowing if he's making the team. He left. He's like, my mom's sick. I'm gonna leave spring training and be with my mother. Okay, so like, what's that mean? Are you on the team? Are you off the team? He said the Braves organization, an organization we've talked about a lot and used to be considered the class of the league, and now we've made our jokes about the Braves Foundation and stuff like that. But again, we're not so far from the Braves being spoken about almost Dodger-esque. He said the organization was awesome, and they told him, like, hey, we're going to take care of you. Do what you got to do. Jerkson Profar gets popped for steroids. All of the sudden, another spot on the lineup has opened up, and Dom Smith finds himself getting DH at-bats, and he finds himself hitting a walk-off grand slam. He's getting emotional, talking about thinking of his mom while doing it, and, I mean, split contract earlier. And, Trev, the other thing, you're talking about chop dunks. It's a tough sport, and we've seen sometimes it takes a little bit for the light bulb to go off. I don't know if we're talking about Dom Smith having a light bulb going off. I know last year against righties for the Giants, he was 296, 343, a 779 OPS. We can work with that. And I know he's getting an opportunity with Atlanta, and he's had a couple good at-bats so far. And who knows how long he's going to get run for. But what if at 30 years old, he had one tweak in his swing that make Dom Smith a little bit better, a guy that has a career 721 OPS. So it's not like this guy has been chopped unk. Like, this guy has been a contributing hitter that what if things trend up, or what if he has a couple hot months? What does that do for him? What does that do for Atlanta? The Braves needed this. How can you not feel good for Dom Smith? From 3 weeks ago, making a decision to leave camp and spend time with his mom and not know if he's losing his opportunity to play pro baseball, to where he was at the end of Saturday night. It's what you want from sports, as a guy that was yelling at some Dukes fans' face last night.
No, it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, obviously sending our best wishes to him and his family. He said he felt his mom in the stadium, which is a real thing. That kind of gives me chills, man, just to think about it, because you're right. I mean, the roller coaster of emotions that guy has been on over the last month or so is crazy. I hope he does find himself with a bunch of at-bats for Atlanta this year. He's had some chances, no doubt about it. But you're right. If you get put in the right situation, right at bats, let's say that he does end up becoming a guy who, gets more at bats against righties, which is basically what he has during his career. But he finds a power stroke, which guys do at times. I mean, there is still plenty of opportunity left for him in baseball, and I hope he freaking takes it and seizes it and has a great year. Because you're right, Atlanta, a team that we're kind of like not sure how it's going to play out. If he comes up and can be a contributor in that outfield, and that changes a lot of things.
There's baseball's fun when you get opportunity. I know we joked about Joey Weimer a lot. Like, what if his past couple years felt like that? This weekend must have been pretty awesome.
Look at Mickey Moniak.
Mickey Moniak. I mean, we see it every year. Trent Grisham last year went from bench defensive replacement to one of the best center field seasons you're going to see. That makes the sport very fun. Use code TALKIN2026 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. Coach Trev, you raised your hand.
I just have one. What is you doing, baby? It's a small one.
All right.
Reese Hoskins, what is you doing, baby?
The tag up. We I had Dalton looked into it. It was supposedly a miscommunication. I guess he was just listening to the third base.
The coach said go?
I don't know if it was a no-go situation. I don't think we got clarity on that, but they admitted it was a miscommunication, and yeah, that's it's not Reeser's game.
It's not his game, and I know he's running there and be like, what's happening? He runs so far in the line trying to have the ball hit him.
Yeah. Yeah, they said it was a miscommunication. Tough spot. That was
that right there, that still frame when he's on the plate like this.
Yeah. I think I'm out. But I'm still touching the plate. I don't know. My God. Everyone who's listening, thank you guys so much. We love baseball. We love sports. I've been UConn peacocking so hard. Midweek with Chris Rose, talking baseball today.
Jake sucks.
And then a Friday recap. We're back, Trev.
We're back.
We're so back.
I love it. I'm going to go on the beach now. I have to play kickball and wiffle ball with all these kids.
Dice them up.
Yeah.
Let them learn.
Then they cry.
Okay, give them one.
We're back, Poppy.
Subscribe? I don't know. Share?